and that should appear on my thingy, and all will be good. Right, so I'm off to get my plastic set up. It is plastics I need, isn't it? Come on. The thing will pop in a minute, and then I will start streaming officially. Not that one, I want the other one, which is over here. Receiving content. Excellent. Hello everyone, I'm Iron Phoenix and welcome to Satisfactory. This is a game which I always feel I have to say, it is an Epic exclusive. Do I care about Epic exclusives? Not too much. I wish they wouldn't have to do it, but in general terms, it's the only way that anybody is going to be able to break into Valve's empire that they have created for themselves, which is a little bit terrifying, but yes. So anyway, so I started a new game. This was because of the nuclear update, and I was having such trouble finding uranium that I started to think that maybe there was some kind of a world issue, because that world had been around since the game was released in, I don't know, March, something like that, in February, March, something like that. So I started a new game. And I started with a different start as well. So I've actually started in the sort of deserty area. There's loads of good stuff. All the way through, there's just stuff that's made out of metal. And everything is just sort of running as is. I have just unlocked oil refinery stuff. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to set up a plastic thing. Just a quick one. And I need to follow that line there. I probably should have picked up the... I can't be bothered to pick up the... I'm using tractors at the moment. They're very slow. So this is tier... I can't remember what tier this is. 5, I think. Obviously, I want to get the monorail so that I can start expanding a lot easier, because the monorail has so many good things. Obviously it's a transportation system, and you can have multiple carts on one line. It's a little bit tricky to sort of manipulate, I guess, but it does the job. And it also can use the rail to transport power around. So if you're building a line from one outpost to another, it's just, it's good. It's better than trying to run cable. And then you can get there quickly because you can just jump on the train. The other reason why I started a new world was because the old world was getting quite cluttered. I've got some ideas of what I want to do with the new world, and the old world, it wasn't going to work very well. Simply because I would have had to clear an awful lot to get the things up and running again. Right, so I am going to put this down here. This gives us a nice platform with which to drop the production thing, the oil refinery. This is the oil refinery. And I can put it about, I don't know, about here, perhaps? And then wire that into... Did I put it wrong? I put it the wrong way around, I think. What was it? The oil refinery's down here. And then it should just be a case of wiring that into there, and wiring that into there, and telling that I want to create plastic. It sounds like a really odd thing to start off with, but in order to make the computers that I need to be able to start making plastic, and I don't quite have the setup to produce all the bits for this, so I'm just starting with making plastic. And then, of course, it does need to be put somewhere. I don't have the parts to do that. That is slightly irritating. Okay, well, I will grab a little bit of this plastic, maybe another one as we're there, and run back. Yeah, I probably should have got a few extra bits and pieces, but oh well. Actually, I could do, which is something that yeah, I've got loads of that. Except I've got no rods, so yeah, okay, never mind. And I can't make them because I don't have the bench. Okay, no, that's fine. We'll run back. I've got some plastic. It's fine. So, Satisfactory is a game about automation, basically. Oh, bloody headphone set up. Right. Yeah, so you start off with nothing and you build up to produce factories to make things for you. Because if machines are making things for you, you can concentrate on doing the more important things, which is building more factories. And so as a result, your factories get bigger and bigger and more complicated because you need to provide more and more components to unlock more and more technologies. It's one of that slightly gamifying type thing of you don't actually really need to do anything. You could potentially win the game by living your life with your hub, not really doing anything, but you choose to get better technologies so you can make more stuff, essentially. And yeah, right, okay. So we've got plastics. I can make some circuitry. I've got some circuitry actually. I retrieved it from salvage. So back to the hub, get some computers, set up a manufacturer so that it can do all of this for me. Get some trucks set up. You know, I'm at a good state of the game actually now. So yeah, so this stream will go on for about, I don't know, I might only do a half hour. I'm trying to get back into streaming again. I really do want to get back to doing Hearts of Iron again. That was people seem to like it, and I enjoyed playing it. So I really do need to bring that one back, I think. Right, so over here I've got 15 circuits. I've got some plastic now. So what else do I need? Oh, I don't have enough plastic. Fine. This we can sort. We have purpose now. Right, I need a couple of them. And a couple of them. And I'm going to take my car this time. It's slow, but it'll do the job. And oh, I've got to get those crystals as well to get those crystal oscillators sorted. Huh. Yeah. That's fine. That's fine. We can get there. I do love this game. I think this is a fabulous game, and yeah, it's. And I think I was just thinking about this. I think this game came out in about February, so that means that another few months, possibly people might be able to play on Steam. I do think that everybody should definitely try and give Satisfactory a go if you like this sort of factory builder type thing. If you don't want to buy it on the Epic Store, fine. It's your choice. It just means that you'll get it a little bit later than everyone else, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, I should say. This is in an early access program, so give it a year, and the game will actually be in a really good state. Oh, it's cold. That's fine. I don't need. Well, it's not a vein, so I'm not really too bothered about it. yeah, the game is in early access, and it's certainly had its problems, I guess. So, well, today, when I was just getting the game set up and getting myself into a reasonable place to start the game, start the stream, it crashed once within minutes of me starting the game, which is not ideal. Right, excellent. That will now do that. So that's running there. We're good for the moment. This is fine. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start moving my conveyor belt in the right direction, which is up this way. I was considering doing trucks, but actually it's not that far away. So I think I'll just do it with belts instead. Just get it in the right place. Just sort of bring it along the coastline. I do need to go and get my tractor actually. Yeah, and then when I start scaling this up, I can rework the line to be a little bit better, and put some oil. I think if I put the oil generators up here, that would work quite well. Let me get my chainsaw out. Clear these. And I think actually I could probably put in the foundations, the initial foundations for this. So it would sort of go, I don't know, something like that. Because obviously oil generation is so much better than coal. And coal could be better used making steel, so I would prefer to make the switch over to using oil as much as possible, and in the future nuclear power. Nuclear power is just so much better in this game and in general, because, well, you're not using oil, which could be spent making plastics. So for the moment, I just thought I'd get that set up, and then I can get these done. Oh, I'm out of right, in which case that means that it's time to put in my storage container. That goes in there. So now, if I need more plastics, I can just come to this thing and grab more plastics. Let's have a quick look at this thing. Right, okay, so I needed 5 computers. And what am I doing? That. There we go. That's what I need. You know, I love. You know, it's these little simple things which they've thought of. You know. Having a checklist of equipment, so you can just say, well, yeah, I want this, 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 and this, and this, and it will just monitor it inside for you, and it will go down when you place one, and yeah, it just gives you a basic checklist of, you know, being able to think ahead and thinking, right, these are all the things that I need to do. And then just having it there, it's very good for the forgetful people like myself. That my memory is pretty atrocious, and so having that sort of to-do list is great. You know, it's a little bit of accessibility that actually an awful lot of games don't think about. This game also has has spiders in the game, and because people are afraid of spiders, you can turn on arachnophobia mode, and it turns them into kittens. So you can murder kittens instead. Not sure if that's any better, but it does the job. Better than Cobalt, right? Yeah. So yeah, I need so much more plastic. I need circuits. I do circuits. I probably could, like automation wise. Obviously, I can just craft circuits here, but it's not very good because it's slow. I need. So I got 2 computers. I need 5, which means that I need more circuit boards. I'm not completely certain why I drove all the way over here, because I've got a crafting bench in my... Might be able to set up a little factory up there, perhaps? That would work. I've got the concrete on me, I've got some useful bits and pieces. I've got that. Do I have any rotors? Yeah, I've got rotors. I kind of like to keep a sort of a kit on me of things that will be useful for setting up a facility. So having things like, even if you're just starting with some plates and rods, you can use those plates and rods to build yourself, crafting tables. And then those crafting tables combined with local resources to build up something reasonably crude, but it's obviously crude on the sense of everything else you've built. But I think if I bring it into the water, because then I'm not having to deal with the dunes. Yeah, that'll be alright. Right, so if we bring it up to about, I don't know, about here, I think. I am slightly concerned about power on the basis that I don't see an awful lot of plastic. My power just shut down. My power's just shut down. Why has my power just shut down? Right, got to go and sort that out. And not added anything new to the grid, but maybe something started working because I removed something. I don't know. We'll just get this sorted out, and then I'll get the grid restarted. It's pretty crude, but it's just to get the job done. I don't need those stairs. Logistics, power, production, assembler, that's the one. And that's going to be making me circuit boards. Excellent. Right, yeah, that's going to be making me circuit boards, and then potentially I can build my manufactory here for the moment. And I have plans for how that's all going to be fed. Basically, I want to do as much as possible with trains, which basically means that the rough theory that I'm working with is if I can use a load of little satellite stations that all make something specific, I can then have a train that takes everything into a main sort of sorting and storage facility, and then that can sort it into containers, which are then pulled from by, say, trucks, for example, and they can drive out to other satellite facilities to make things that out of the core stuff. That's the rough idea anyway. It's very, very rough, but yeah, it might work. It might work better than the systems that I've been trying to do. Like on the other map, I had this massive storage facility, but the problem was the storage facility, although it was tall, it wasn't particularly large, and as a result, getting things out was the problem. It'd be fine if I was getting things out, but if you're doing like almost like a web system, whereby things are going into mass storage and then the mass storage is going out to the various places, it gets a little bit confusing. So, and that's going to take an awful lot of logistical work and space, which is partly why I started over here, because it's quite rocky. There's not a huge amount of space for big things, but it's perfect for just these quick sort of this initial facility to get things started. The coal plant does actually need a rework, but for the moment it will be fine. Namely, the rework would be removing it, thinking about it. Okay, so welcome to... so this is steel production, various aspects of steel production. So making rotors and beams and all that sort of thing is done there, with a concrete plant the other side. And then going up we have our coal plants, which are apparently running, which is odd because they might be running, but they might be, yeah. So they're running, but they're not producing enough power. Why? This was fine. I might have been really sort of borderline. Right, okay. What I could do, stick another one in, I think. Yeah, I've got the resources to do that. Put it in, hang it out over here. No, for goodness sake. Keep on accidentally placing down stairs. Coal generator. No, come on. Thank you. And then in logistics, splitter. Then we just need to wire that into a power line, and then hopefully this will now run. We have power again. Fine. Right. Power's running again, which is good. And while I'm up here, I do need to do a bit of work on steel production to start producing the encased steel beams. I love factory builders though. I started playing some Factorio as well because I just wanted something that's sort of quick to boot, because Minecraft is taking a while and I'm sort of crashing quite a lot with that. Right, so this system is technically shut down, and what I really want to do is split it off. just working out how I'm going to do this. Right, currently this one puts limestone into there. But what if I was to take it over this way instead? And it's going to go out here. No, don't go up there. So yeah, it's going to come out here like that, and it's going to be put into one of these. Encased industrial beam, that's the one. Meanwhile, over here we have our other one that goes into there, and our perpendicular thing, conveyor, which gets us around that awkward corner, and then we just need to get it over. Hold on, wait. Yeah, that's right. And then we need to go over to this side and set up a storage container, kind of coming out of the side-ish. I'll fix that in a sec. So the conveyor belt, which is an organisation storage container, and it's going to come out of there and go into here. So I just need to get rid of this tree that's going up through the middle of everything. Right, so this kind of goes over here, and we do a conveyor merger. Be merged belts. So we get loads of beams in here. It's probably not ideal, actually, thinking about it, because I'm going to need beams for other things. What probably would be more ideal is if I was to do... Oh, that's the wrong way around. Yeah, do this. Like that. So that I'm pulling from the top one. Let's use a... And, God, where am I heading? I'm heading up that way, okay. That's fine. So we can do a couple of conveyor pole stackers. So bring it around back over this way. And then that's high enough for me to drive underneath it. Damn it. I've got some... Actually, I've got loads of these from somewhere. That one. Fine, I use the slow ones for now. Okay. So... what's going on with that one? That was a bit weird. Okay, never mind. So that goes into there, and that's all fine there. And then just need to get it out. Logistics. Oh, for God's sake. Conveyor belt. There we go. So that is now going to not make us anything, because it needs power. Right, so that's now going to make beams. Excellent. Very, very slowly, because it's not a very good recipe. It's concrete and steel beams. There is another recipe you can get, which I think it's just more efficient recipe. I think it uses pipes, I think. But yeah. So that's going to be doing that anyway. What can I make? Okay, well, we've got power up and running again. I need to make more computers, which means finding... This is kind of why I need to start building the web once I've got trains up and running. Ooh, there's a poison cloud, so I almost drove into that. I need to go up this way. Where the web is going to require an awful lot of planning. Sure. Yeah. I think I'm actually going to end the stream here. It's got a little warm in here now. It's so windy outside. I open my window, you know, it's windy, you know, but you know, it helps the air circulate. And the wind immediately just blew it closed again. It's yeah, it's one of them days. Drove down, went off to do the shopping, you know, as you do, and I was very, very surprised my car wasn't blown to, I don't know, Kansas. It's a very light car. What did in fact happen instead was I was putting the shopping into the car, and the wind blew the door shut on me, which hurt. But I survived. I brought home useful things like chocolate and cake and things to make cake out of, so all's good. That's something for tomorrow, though. That's not for today. The eating of cake is for today. I will need to get some in a minute. But yeah, no. This is Satisfactory. This is an awesome game, and I will keep kind of making a sort of return to this. Yeah, it's a fabulous game, and if you like factory builders, if you liked Factorio, then this is probably going to be your cup of tea. As I said, it is only available on the Epic Store, so, you know, yeah. If you don't like Epic, then you're going to have to wait for another, I don't know, 6 months for them to be able to think about whether or not they want to release it on Steam or not. So, you know, I certainly wouldn't blame them for not wanting to put it onto Steam, considering I don't know, there's an awful lot of just little niggling issues with Valve, with you know, the way that Valve are currently working. There's an awful lot of focus on making as much money as possible. we saw it with Artifact. The Valve Index might be a very nice rig, but it's really, really expensive, and I think it's probably out of reach. This is the problem with VR. VR is a fabulous thing. I really have changed my mind on VR since being able to use a Rift. But it's the technology is too expensive, and you need the space to do it, and the amount of good games just doesn't warrant the price at all. You've got Elite Dangerous, Accounting VR, the games made by Stress Level Zero, because they do actually put an awful lot of thought into. They are a VR only company. It starts to become a real struggle to think of good VR games, and as a result, you just can't justify spending the money on buying a VR headset. It's certainly not $1,000. The index is about £1,000, I think, to get the headset and the special touch controllers. I think it's a bit cheaper if you're just doing headset only. But even so, it's an awful lot of money for something that just the technology it's too experimental still, and it's a real shame. But yeah, it's what it is. Right, I might be able to upgrade these ones. Do I have I don't have the resources to do anything down here. I've grabbed some circuits, but it's not really what I need. I need some other things, and I'm going to exit this stream here, and I'm going to continue to play some of this. I want to find some iron, as you can see. I've just done a ping for iron because I need bolts, and I need to start bringing things into here. But anyway, so this has been Satisfactory. It's an incredible game. It's only available on the Epic Store. It's still technically in early access, and there's not many updates currently, but they have just done a trains and nuclear update, so you can build trains and nuclear reactors, which are a thing. So yeah, anyway, with that I will say thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.